Hopefully I don't wake anybody, but so I decided that this Buccaneers franchise was not going anywhere. It's just bad. So we're gonna start a new franchise, and we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do a fantasy draft.
Select the team you want to join.
I never did this with Madden, so kind of.
Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right.
Which is fine. For the league settings. Pro. Alright, let's get started. See who we can get. Okay, so we're gonna start in the preseason just because I kind of want to, just like all the other coaches, kind of want to test out my players, see how they do on the field. So we got Cincinnati. We're gonna be on the road and going to face Cincinnati, then to Denver to face the Broncos, then we go home to face the Chiefs, and then week 4 we'll stay home to face the Bills, and then look at that, and our first week 1 game is going to be at Lambeau Field against our arch rivals, the Green Bay Packers. So let's start drafting.
The Bears are now on the clock.
We get I'm going with Tom Brady. I gotta go with Tom Brady.
The Bears are now on the clock.
We got Tom Brady. CB12's coming to Chicago. I don't want Gronk. You gotta go with Gronk. You can't split these two up.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Duo.
The Bears are now on the clock.
I'm thinking, whatever. Gotta go with him. Oh, we're in round 4 now. Okay. We have a wide receiver. Okay, we're gonna go with Doug Baldwin.
The Bears are now on the clock.
we'll go Devontae Freeman.
The Bears are now on the clock.
What do we got?
Bears are now on the clock.
And now who we have? Do I want Jordy? No, I think I have too many wide receivers.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Let's see here. What do we need? Two. Maybe quarterbacks. What we got for quarterbacks? Yeah, we'll go Sanford. Why not?
The Bears are now on the clock.
Okay, we need fullbacks. Who we got for fullbacks?
The Bears are now on the clock.
I need tight ends. What do we got for tight ends? Gates. I might take in Gates. Who else? Yeah, we'll take Antonio Gates.
The Bears are now on the clock.
We need a left tackle.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Oh, I forgot defensive needs. Left guard.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Too much clicking in the connection. Connect the dots for my protection. Face to face, I place my like a drive-through. Feel it, you know how I do.
And we need a right tackle.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Too many to handle business on my own, cause you ain't right. That's the dome. I got homies behind the wall wishing they was home. They got jammed up, kept discussing business on the
I don't have anybody on special teams.
200 bands off them $20 flips. I'm going by myself when it's time to up. That way police don't
See.
pick and choose. I'm that, don't get confused, cause even when them prayed I didn't lose. Machine.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Oh, I don't have a right tackle? I thought I did. That's right guard.
Pulling up in that new toy, the wrist on that boy, rock star like
The Bears are now on the clock.
boy. I'm waving at you, boy. Ran off on the two like true boy. Imagine me, dude, boy. You could never do what I did, boy. Still ducking that I did, boy. In Paris for a hit, boy. These ain't the same type of hits, boy. Can get, boy. You don't take these type of risks, boy. Cause this boy been throwing that like rich, boy. You miss, boy. Your numbers don't add up on the.
The Bears are now on the clock.
If you know, you know. Yeah. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Let's see, cornerback. We're not gonna give. Too bad we can't get a good one.
I just happen to be alumni. Too legit, they still looking at me with one eye. The company I keep is not corporate enough.
Come on.
Child, you ain't often enough. A rapper turn
The Bears are now on the clock.
rapper can morph in a puff. Dance contest for the I predict Al Roker. If you know, you know. I only ever looked up to you all get a bird. This Oprah. Layers in ball shorts, coaching from the side.
Didn't it just? Oh my! I didn't pick. I thought I picked a cornerback. What in the world?
For the wrong sport, you know. If you know about the port, though it's supposed to be awkward. If you know, you know. That's the reason we for circle.
The Bears are now on the clock.
If you know, you know. You ever been hit with the water? Then had to wait. Do you walk away? If you know, you know. When we all clicking like Golden State, and you and your team are the motorcade. If you know, you know.
Why is it saying I don't have a cornerback?
To bed in two-piece bikinis. I've been hiding where you can see me.
Oh, I did pick two. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Cause I was busy earning stripes like a tiger skin. Layers in ball shorts, coaching from the side of the ball court. If you know, you know. One stop like a Walmart. We got the for the wrong sport. You know, you know. If you know about the port,
No, no.
it's supposed to be awkward. If you know, you know.
Ostowski, really?
That's the reason we for circle round twice for the
I'm going to
if you know, you
Ostowski.
know.
The Bears are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock.
Okay, we need like 3 quarterbacks, so I'm trying to see if I can get another quarterback. We'll go Matt Schwab.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Why not? We'll take McCoy.
The
Nobody else is gonna
Bears are
take
now
him.
on the clock.
I don't know why nobody's taking him. Middle. Come on.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Handle your business. Handle your business.
Yeah, let's see. Need another cornerback.
Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop home, game in the chokehold. They call a podcast Poppy. King goes, I see they tryna copy. Diamonds in the chains, bust down wrists. And you ain't never seen no like this. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me
The Bears are now on the clock.
drop home, game in the chokehold. Chillax, 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 chillax. Chillax, 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 chillax. Chillax, chillax.
All right, now who should we get?
Chillax, 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 chillax. Relax, 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 relax. Oh, relax,
I think we're doing pretty good on offense.
relax, 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 relax. Oh, relax. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop home, game in the chokehold.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Jeez, how many? I think we're gonna need another cornerback.
The Bears are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock.
I don't know. Another SS, I guess.
The Bears are now on the clock.
How many picks do I have? Okay, so I have 3 more, I think, after this. We're doing a wide receiver.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Oh, I think I just skipped it. Great. I'm gonna draft this guy just because he technically has the same name as I do.
The Bears are now on the clock.
I think this, okay, we have one more after this.
The Bears are now on the clock.
We could get another fullback, just in case.
The Bears are now on the clock.
How many? Oh my god, are you serious? I don't even know who I need. Is another middle linebacker? I seriously do not know.
The Bears are now on the clock.
What round are we in? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna skip ahead in the draft. I got who I wanted. That's the end of this. I'm in the draft. I got who I wanted, so. All right, there we go. So I'm stoked. I'm gonna go ahead and sim this. I forgot. Okay, this. Yeah, when they bring back the orange jerseys, which I'm glad they did. I kind of want to do that. Now we'll keep it. I'm just not turn away. What are they wearing? Quick. Let's do this. Aaron Rodgers. Actually knew a guy who was a Bengals fan, and oh man, would he love if Aaron Rodgers played for the Bengals.
Hey everybody, it's the
gonna be
coach.
good.
This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears, and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Aaron Rodgers with the Bengals. But no, I mean, well, actually, they weren't.
Here's Steven Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And we are
That calls
underway
back up,
from
so
Cincinnati. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the
Kind of,
end line.
I guess went
Here
kind of the
come the
way
Bengals
Steve
now
Young.
to take over. They'll be led out by their
Like
highly
Steve Young was
decorated
Montana's
quarterback,
backup, then when
Aaron
Montana
Rodgers.
left,
I think Aaron Rodgers is
Steve
one
Young
of the
took
poster
over.
boys for
Kind of
persistence
the same thing with
and belief in
Brett Favre and Aaron
himself.
Rodgers.
Because coming out of high school, he had 0 scholarship offers in the D1 level, went to a junior college, went to Cal and just blew up there. And then, of course, as a first-round draft pick, but a lot lower than what he expected in the first round, and then had to sit behind Brett Favre for a few years in Green Bay before getting his shot. Now he's probably one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen
God,
come
my
down the
defense
pipe.
doesn't
And they
suck.
get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful
wasted all
start
the
to
good
the
draft
drive,
picks on
17 yards
offensive
and moves the
players.
sticks. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night
But luckily,
defensively.
it's just a
No doubt
preseason
about
game.
it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, with that continuity
Sam
is there,
Bradford
and you
is
can
my
see that they're
backup
playing
QB.
off of each other while controlling the defensive front
remember.
linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long
And then
night
Matt
for the
Schwab
defense
is third
because
string.
someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
Ball start, offense.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're
Still first
exactly
down.
right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well.
This is fun.
And he's got it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
319!
Now a play fake here on first down. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
go.
They'll run with Mack. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Tremont Williams, the veteran corner there on the stop.
Change my play to
And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. On play action, now Rodgers. Aguilar has it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he will take it on in.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Chris Hogan, 40 yards. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead.
Well, that was not quite the holy roller, partner. That was San Diego, Oakland. You might remember that in 1978, right? Kenny Stabler, forward fumble. Dave Casper falls on the end zone. Oakland beats them on the last play of the game. But that was a live football. And what a nice job he did to fall into the end zone. And yes, indeed, folks, that's a touchdown.
By the way, John Madden was coaching in that holy roller game, wasn't he?
He certainly was, and he wanted to make sure that the call went his team's way was out on the field and was told, yes, it's a touchdown. Now get back on the sidelines.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown.
Is it me or does Brandon Godden kind of sound like Brad Nessler?
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
He does, he just...
Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They're led out by a man who started more Super Bowls than anyone in NFL history, the great Tom Brady.
I can't help but admire the career Tom Brady has had. The numbers are off the charts. The Super Bowl championships and rings, we know that they are incredible. But how about the durability? Had one season that he missed, most of that season because of a knee injury. The rest of the time, he answers the bell and wills his team to victory more times than not. And I've run out of superlatives. Run out of adjectives when we talk about him. Amazing always seems to fit. He's coming off of a year where he started his 8th Super Bowl game. 8! How many people even think about getting into one? And he started 8 of them and has won 5. He is absolutely stupendous in what he does. Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start.
I can't believe Gronk came out of
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
And also signed with Tampa Bay just so he could reunite with Tom Brady.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up,
step in the right direction,
real fast.
IGN always says about Madden games.
And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Cincinnati after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Oh, that's right. It's preseason.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now it's the backup Bradford. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Off the play fake, Bradford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Here's McCarron to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues.
Chocolate and a box of tissues.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. McCarron now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Adams. A minute 52 left to play in this second quarter. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Following the interception, Bradford. As he throws there, incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Great, now I got shot.
First throw off the bench for the veteran Shaw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On third down, Bradford finds his target. It's Gates. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. And they get 14 yards there at a first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
A first down throw for Bradford. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Here's the now 30-year-old running back, LaShawn McCoy. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read.
Trying to get it to Wheaton, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Tucker now to add the point after. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It is back to football for 22 teams here on this Thursday night, minus the Ravens and Bears who played last week. And we want to remind you that coming up on the first Sunday of the NFL season, we'll begin taking a look around the NFL at halftime with stats and scores from games in progress. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Bradford now from the 50. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Right side catch. This is Gates. Still going. They can't. Touchdown, Chicago. Antonio Gates, 45 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer.
So what did you say earlier, my man? You said one big play away from getting back in this game. And guess what? They're wrong.
Yeah, we talked about it, that despite the scoreline, they were that close on the road, and boom, there you go.
Well done, Nostradamus.
Going for 2.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down. Get off here. Get off. We got it.
So maybe I should have gone for 2.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that?
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Shotgun snap for McCarron. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
From the gun, it's McCarron. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away and trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. Here's Brad Nordman now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Just 21 yards on the punt there, and the Bears take over. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On play action, Bradford. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Gates with a grab. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now Bradford on 2nd down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the red zone now, Bradford. And his throw here's incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
To throw is Bradford, and that's complete to Gates. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Again, it's Bradford. Caught by Gates, left side. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll give it to him up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. LaShawn McCoy taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Bears have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never say never situation, But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it ends with a LaShawn McCoy touchdown run. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw. Powers past him at midfield toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Malone. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now McCarron, he's got to have this one. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Coverage there by Dexter McDonald. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Johnson on the counter. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the final play here will be Bradford going down to a knee. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important.